Now it's time for the hottest 5 minutes of your morning. It's time for the Chamber of Five, a chance for you to find out what's happening with Bozeman area businesses as we talk with the Chamber of Commerce and businesses that are members. Now let's check in with Charlie for the Chamber 5 on K-Bear.
It's Charlie talking to Daryl Schliem, the CEO of the Bozeman Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Daryl. How you doing?
Good morning, Charlie. Good to be back again.
I know, right? You look dapper as always, but ironically, and by the way, great banquet.
Thank you.
Recently over there at the hotel. It was you were like dressed down almost. You had like some penny loafer slippers on, but no socks. Like now he's casual.
Now he's casual.
And I dressed up. I was wearing a suit.
That's right.
I had a tie on. Daryl, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, we did. We tried this year just change it up a little bit. Come as you are. MSU colors. The first time we did it, and
I had to buy a yellow shirt for it. I don't own a yellow shirt. I feel embarrassed about that. I had the blue tie, but no, it was pretty inspiring. It was pretty cool to see how everybody's working together. Because that was one of the points I was telling you before we got on there. I like how even though people disagree on things, there's a common goal, and they still work toward it. And I like how candid you were about that. And it was very inspiring. It was a cool thing to see all the businesses come out and recognize one another for all the efforts that you're putting forth to make things better. Which we continue that right now. There's and we spoke about this somewhat about last time, but you also brought it up at the banquet. But there's different bills out there that maybe we can talk about. What's one in particular that you would like to discuss or bring more to light?
So, Charlie, there's a lot of bills flying up there right now, and I mean, truly, I say this if you're bored, but not really. At work on my screen, I actually have the House and the Senate, and I look at the bills that we're trying to monitor, and they made it easier this year. You don't have to drive to Helena to testify. You can actually hit your hand online.
Wow.
Do it from my desk. So if there's only one bill that day, there's no reason for me to go up, see them face to face. Our legislators locally well enough. But LC 1431 has just been kind of introduced. It's not a bill yet. There's 5,000 bills out there, so whether this converted, but it's really the first thing I've seen to really address short-term rentals. Taking short-term rentals out and is still making the property owners whole by giving them a tax credit or a supplement credit that would come back to them. But the proof would have to be they'd have to be renting to long-term to an employee that works here in Gallatin County or Bozeman and show that goes on and what the rates would be and what the tax credit would be coming back. But at least it's one step that I see. Possibly you can take Airbnbs, VRBOs, which people should be in those businesses to make profit.
Right.
But now can we get them enticed to invest in their own community, hire a local employee, let that local employee live there, and be some incentive for them to be able to get that back. So
wow, that's pretty cool. And have they addressed that so far as of yet, or what's the?
So they haven't. What they're going to do is it's going to compete against a lot of different mindsets. And again, these are going to be parties at economic development of the Department of Commerce, and then you have the tourism office. So what it's looking at is the 8% bed tax that you would pay here, and you would be diverting that back to the community. And we get back probably about $600,000 a year right now. Our local partner, Yellowstone Country from the region, gets probably about $3 million back. For marketing and going through. What it would do is we're putting 40% of the state revenue for tourism dollars goes from Gallatin County to the state to fund the state.
Oh, wow.
What it would do is send approximately probably somewhere between $6 and $8 million back here for us to work on local projects. But it would take away from the state tourism office. So you kind of have a competition now between local tourism, state tourism. So this bill is going to be conflicting, will be discussed, and there'll be a lot of parties at odds against it. But I think as far as for our region, if we're selfish and looking out at our own, it's the first time I'm seeing us getting back our full portion of what we're giving in. If you look at numbers, and I know I may be off a little on this, but I think I'm pretty accurate. We're at 42% of the state sales tax that goes into, or the bed tax that goes to tourism. We're 39% of the new property tax increase, and we're 41% of the new personal income tax of the jobs being created here, all being sent to Helena, to the general fund, with very few dollars coming back to solve our local opportunities.
Yeah, and of course, we talked to you on the airwaves here, and I appreciate you coming in. Do you address these weekly in meetings? Is the public open to these? Or how can people stay on top of these as far as Chamber of Commerce is,
So what we're looking at, we have a public awareness committee that meets at Tuesdays at noon, and they will actually tie into the state chamber. We get a conference call and update from there. But honestly, I do have my computer on all day long. We belong to an infrastructure coalition. We belong to the Montana Hotel Lodging Association, Economic Development, Transportation. So we're involved in a lot of this different aspects that hold meetings and give us the overview on the bills.
Wow.
But I do watch all day long on bills that we're interested in. And the nice part about it is, if you go to Montana Legislature Live, and it's the first time I've seen not a lot of people online to testify. You get the same opportunity as if you drove to Helena.
Dang.
You have to wait till the end.
Okay, well, okay. You can testify in there too. I thought you were just monitoring.
No,
but that's incredible.
You can actually raise your hand and get on the list.
There we go. All right, I like it.
So I'd encourage you, invest in your community.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
And
make your voice heard. I mean, they all say that, but it's a practical way to do it.
It is.
Thank you, Daryl Schliem, CEO of the Bozeman Chamber of Commerce. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Charlie. That has been the Chamber 5, a chance for you to visit with the Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce and its businesses to find out what's happening in business in Bozeman. Let's get you back to more good times and great oldies now on 99.9 K-Bear.